globally, about one garbage truckload of plastics is actually entering the oceans every minute. And Malaysia has been identified as the 8th in terms of mismanaged plastics. Firstly, when, for instance, plastic, when it reaches the oceans or rivers, wildlife get entangled in it. 2, sometimes wildlife think it's food because it almost mimics the movement of food, like a jellyfish, so a turtle can end up eating it. Whales end up eating it.
Malaysians generate 5,000 tons of plastic waste per day. That's about the weight of 1,000 elephants. And it's just 15% of our daily total solid waste output. Recycling is often touted as the best way to reduce our environmental footprint. But in a lot of ways, recycling delays the final disposal process. We simply don't recycle enough to make an impact. So, how many times can our favorite items be recycled? But are they being recycled? In 2018, less than half of paper waste was recycled, and it's much, much worse for aluminium and glass. So, what can we do?
The easiest way is, just be creative. The most simplest one, of course, is like for example, a plastic bottle. Just to think outside of the box. What else can you be doing with it? Of course, you can always reuse it to fill up water again and then reuse it as a plastic bottle, but you can always cut up certain parts of the bottles to make it into a planter pot, or to also creatively make it into bags, for example, or to even a plastic wallet as well. Just putting in other things like a zipper and it becomes a purse.
E-waste is also a huge issue. Asia is the largest consumer of electronics in the world, including phones, laptops, smartwatches, TVs, you name it. Malaysia alone creates 250,000 tons of e-waste per year. That is 7.8 kilograms created by each person. Luckily, the e-waste problem is not being sidelined. In February 2019, Japan announced the Tokyo 2020 Medal Project, where it aims to manufacture all medals at the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics from consumer electronics, such as used mobile phones. In Malaysia, the government has initiatives in place to reduce e-waste, but some community leaders are taking matters into their own hands.
Retech is a community-based e-waste program. Most of the time we get a lot of household appliances, irons, kettles, boilers, rice cookers. And from time to time we get IT products like CPUs, laptops, and mice, keyboards.
If the enemy of recycling is attitude, the challenge facing the reuse movement would be awareness.
People are not sure what is considered an electronic waste, and they are always worried that it must be broken to be considered an waste, when actually we accept all forms of e-waste, broken or still functioning, because electronic items are electronic items no matter what.
E-waste doesn't just include handphones and laptops, calculators, flashlights, a wall clock, that CD from your high school days, that's all e-waste.
We hope that people learn that electronic waste is actually a daily part of our lives now. We can't live without a handphone. We need a laptop to do our work. And day to day, day in, day out, having an electronic item most of the time makes convenience. So they need to be aware that once it breaks down, or once they don't need it anymore, they need to know where to get rid of them, to the correct avenue, and not just dump them anywhere, because pollution and illegal dumping is rampant nowadays, and we need to reduce that.
I think the main issue with the locals is the education about consumption in the first place, because everyone just has this mindset that I am just one person, what is one straw to the world? They don't see it as a collective. Like if many people, like thousands of people think in that way, then what will happen to your own earth, at the end of the day?
Which brings us to a collective effort that has been taking the world by storm, the Zero Waste Movement.
A lot of people are daunted by zero waste because they think, okay, I must produce zero, nothing. But it's an ideal. It's an ideal that forces us to consciously make decisions to reduce usage as much as possible. If you're going to use something for 5 minutes and you're going to throw away the plastic bag after that, that's something that is automatic for a lot of us, but when you think along the zero waste principles, these are things that you reassess on a daily basis.
Stay tuned to the next episode of #MyTrashTalk, where our experts will tell you why zero waste could very well be the best thing since sliced bread. Let us know your ideas for saving Mother Earth with the #MyTrashTalk.